Alright, what you see here is a Hunter Discovery ceiling fan. I got this from Mark Wilson about 5 years ago now, and I think I'd bring it back for a remake since this is a fan I know a lot of people like, and it's also been a fan that's been requested for a remake by quite a bit of people. So I think I kept you guys waiting long enough for the remake. And yeah, here it is. I'm showing it with the black blades this time, since I already showed it earlier with the space blades, and also I do like how it looks with just the plain black blades. Maybe makes the person focus more on the globe as compared to the whole entire fan. Do think it makes it look less plain, but yeah, it's whatever. But yeah, the fan is from the 11th week of 2010. So it's right around the time before Hunter really started to go downhill in quality, but it was also around the same time they did. But from what I've noticed with this model, quality never really decreased on this. They still made, from what I've seen with the newer ones, they still perform just as well as these. So it's one of the few home center fans that actually didn't go downhill in quality. Although they don't really sell them in the store no more. At Home Depot, they sell them online and everywhere else online, but not in the store. And I do remember these as a kid on display at Home Depot from like 2008 up until around 2015. I think it was the last year they had them on display there, or 2014. I'm not too sure. But so it was a cool fan to see on the display. I actually thought that both sides were had a space blades until, because they never showed it with, my Home Depot always had it with just the space blades facing down, not one side with the black, one side with the reversible side and such. But I do like the look of it like this for like someone who's like an adult, not wanting a kid's look to it. But I do wish that this side was actually the same side as the other side, except with the rockets and such, just the space star look and such. I think that would look nice. But it's can't have everything you want, so yeah. Definitely does make it look a lot plain, but I kind of do like the simplicity of it. It does make it look more. I don't know. I kind of like it, and I also dislike this simplicity to it. But one thing is these blades are really not in the best shape. The black side, scratched more. Some areas like this right here I had to color in with a sharpie because the grommets got stuck to when I wrapped them up originally. They kind of weren't lined up properly, and they got stuck to each other. So some of them it pulled off the finish of the blades due to the moisture getting them stuck to it and such. And it's also scratched in some spots as well. But it's nothing major. I mean, the fan still runs well. The blade arms did get scuffed up a bit because back then I didn't store them away that well. But yeah, so Mark got this from a friend of his. It was in a guest bedroom, and they were moving out, and they were taking down a fan to put up a spare light, and they were going to throw it out. Mark asked if, well, before they did it, they asked Mark if he wanted it, since they know he liked fans and such, and Mark offered it to me, that he was going to buy it off his friend, and he'd sell it to me for the same price, basically. And so I got it then, and I figured I'd also put this back up for a remake, because when I got this fan, it was like right after I graduated high school, so it was kind of like a graduation gift to me. And since I'm not, well, I am graduating this semester from college, but with the crisis that's going on right now, obviously my graduation is not going to be able to happen anytime soon. Luckily for me, it's not being canceled, it's being postponed, but this fan, every time I see it, it reminds me of like when I was graduating and such, going into college, so put it back up, and kind of brings me back to the time of excitement that I'm not really going to be feeling as much this semester due to me being locked up in the house and such. But yeah. Let me go ahead and show up the light. As you can see, that does work. I really do like how it looks with the plain blades as well, honestly. It really doesn't look as bad. Back from this. I actually might have to turn this one on just so the... Nah. Hmm. The blades are like blending. There we go. Might not be able to show it with the light as much as I wanted with the space design. The black blades do blend in quite a bit in the background. And it does light up the space decently. I mean, the shade is a bit dark anyway, so that is to be expected. But for a bedroom, it's definitely enough. But you probably want to have like a full lamp at the side or something. Yeah, let's go ahead and start off on low. And yes, the shade is, well, not the shade, the whole entire light hits through, so I did that because every time I pull the chains, it would, that's the one thing I don't like about bow lights is pull the chain on them is quite a pain and puts a lot of strain on the chain, so I think I'd loosen it up so when I pull it, it doesn't put so much strain on it to the point that it could break it. And those are the original star pull chains that it came with. I just never had them on it when I floor tested it back at the old apartment because obviously if it being floor tested, those metal star chains will hit it quite a bit. Now what I did with them is they actually both broke off it too, because the metal thing that holds them inside, the little thing that a lot of pull chains use to hold them medallion, the little pull fob, they're pretty weak on these, but it's mostly due to the fact that these metal pull chains are pretty heavy, so they kind of break them pretty easily. So I just put an actual two pull chain connectors underneath them, so that's what's supporting them, which I think is what all pull chains should use, because those little bendy ones, the little tiny ones, when it comes to supporting metal ones, pull chains like these, they do not last. So I've always thought that have like this out of a friend of mine, maybe paint some stars on this, or like just make it look like an outer space look on a plain side of the blades. Obviously, I do that with a spare set. Well, this will probably be the spare set if I was to get another one of these and such. No, this is actually supposed to be installed in my mom's bedroom at the old apartment, but then I changed my mind in putting the green Hunter right at home. Obviously, that never happened as well because we ended up moving here. But she really liked this a lot, and we were going to install it just like this because she did not like the rocket ships on the other side, which I don't blame her. It did give it much more of a kid look, but it is also kind of geared towards a kid's bedroom. With it being a space-looking fan, I feel like it definitely could work in an adult's room as well, or even like an office or something. Yeah, this is one of the few Hunter fans that I have. It actually does have quite a bit of a hum to it, so I am kind of surprised with this. But the fan definitely runs very well though for a newer Hunter. But this one, it's a 48-inch fan. However, it does use a motor that a 52-inch Hunter would use, so this fan definitely does fly on a high speed. Go ahead and show off the light. Kind of one of the things I don't like about the basement when it comes to testing it. Sometimes certain fans don't show up too well with the lighting. See, even with when I do it like this, the black blades kind of blend in a bit. Let me turn on the spare there. But yeah, again, I do have that one shut off because with certain fans it does create more of a glare. So I figured, so with going into this year, with fans I've actually tested as of this year, the majority that you've been seeing up until like March is going into April and such. Basically, the last fan that I tested from last year that's been released is the Aloha Breeze. Everything after that basically is all from this year that I've tested. But basically, with certain fans, it would kind of make it not show up as well finish wise. Certain aspects of the fan don't present themselves as well, like shadowing or like the true finish of the fan and such. Like we read like coloration, so I figured I've noticed that when I do it like this, it shows up more. But in some fans, still doesn't work out as well, like with this one. But it's more so because I'm trying to have it focus on the light shape, because that is kind of the more important aspect of the fan. Alright, now for medium. See, while it's off, it definitely looks fine, but this one, and it's also an issue every time I test fans with lights anyways. With certain fans that are darker, when I try to show up the light, there's certain aspects that don't show up too well. I had that issue with the Huntington too as well, the black one. Would have been better if I tested it like this with this type of lighting, but I'll just do that whenever I get around to doing a remake of it in the future. Which probably won't be for a while since I just tested it not even a year ago. Yeah, the fan definitely moves good there on medium speed. One thing I definitely know I wouldn't like about this fan being with the black side of blades facing now is that if it was to get used quite often, the blades will look a lot more dusty. Which is kind of one reason why I don't like using a fan in a room that I don't want it to look that dirty with just plain blades, because it kind of shows up more. Whereas if it was like a wood grain look of some sort, they wouldn't look as dirty. Like the space blades on this wouldn't look as dusty if we were to use it quite a bit. With plain white or black blades, it definitely would show up quite a bit. Oh yeah, definitely I like the look. Definitely looks cool up close when you see it running. And yeah, the globe does have some scratches here and there, but with it not being a plain looking globe, it definitely does hide itself pretty well. Alright, let me go ahead and move it up to the high speed. Yeah, obviously if I was to have it installed, I wouldn't have it loose like that, I would really try to make it so it wouldn't. Okay, there is a way to like line it up in a way that wouldn't cause strain to it, but it's just for testing purposes. I figured maybe just make it as easy as possible. Plus, if I was to have this installed, I'd probably want it used like on a remote control to avoid the use of the fan pull chain as much as possible. Yeah, the fan definitely does fly on a high speed. And yeah, when I did the original video of it, I didn't show it with the spin down because back then when I tested it, it was like right after I finished doing summer college courses before I entered college. It was like an intro thing, but had to do it right after. I had it sitting around for 2 weeks after I got it with the Westinghouse Metheny, which I ended up selling. But back to the original video of this, spin down. Well, back when I had my old phone, that was the one that didn't have as much space as the one I'm using now, and every time I film it, ended up going past the amount of space I had. So I kind of showed the spin down kept going over the limit. But I'm now, because the spin down on this fan is actually quite a few minutes. It's like a good 4 minutes exactly. Which for some fans it's not as long, but for a fan that's not that old, like only 10 years old, I do find that pretty surprising. It has that long of a spin down. Again, it is a Honda fan, so it doesn't surprise me too much, but a lot of my Honda fans actually don't have that long of a spin down. So that's kind of the other reason why it surprises me. Honestly, I really do like how this works with the plain blades. Honestly, it really does make one focus more on the light. I do like the space blades, so I feel like it takes away from the light being unique. It makes the whole fan look unique itself. But I don't know, it's kind of goes both ways in a sense. Is it off? Yeah, it's off. Again, yeah, I did forget that it does have a long spin down, so I was surprised it wasn't slowing down as quick as I thought it would. But yeah, it definitely looks like something I can see like in a study room or something. Like the way it is. Or even like in a teenager's room, someone that's like really into science and such. Looks like I actually missed one of the blades in terms of sharpening it down. Like I said, this fan does have a pretty long spin down for a newer fan. It's about a good 4 to 5 minutes almost. Now I know like for like an industrial or something this is nothing, but for a residential fan it definitely is quite a bit of a spin down. I definitely would think that do think they would look pretty cool in a black bedroom or something, or like a gray room. Show it on reverse. One thing I actually do really like about the black blades is if someone wanted to get creative, they could paint anything on it in terms of like a space theme, like whether it's Star Wars, Star Trek, any type of space theme, show that they like or something. Or like I don't know, they can kind of allow someone to be more creative on it. I do remember though, like around this time they had like the 100 ports where you can buy it with like a kid's blades and such for like a boys and girls. And I kind of do wish that they had sort of like separate blades for this to like give it different looks for like a space fan and such. Alright, now for reverse high. Alright. And that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos to come.